This is a Kryolan. I'm saying Kryolan because Ashley Madison pulled me up on saying Kryolan, but I say Kryolan because I've always said Kryolan, but so I'm going to say Kryolan, so fuck you, Ashley. Hi, welcome back to StyledbyEsther's channel. Today, I'm going to be going through the products that I love and the products that you will need to do drag makeup on yourself or someone else. So I'll go through base, eyes, eyebrows, lips, and I'll show you what I use. Well, the ones that I use that are my favorites and that I prefer to use, and I'll explain why. But I'll also give you some other options and let you know what you can skimp on. So yeah, let's get started. So let's start with base. Most drag queens around the world use, for their base, foundation, TV paint stick from Kryolan. This is, I believe, the best makeup. It's makeup obviously made for stage and theatre, so it's thick, it's oil-based. And if you've watched one of my makeup tutorials, you see that I use this religiously all the time. You can get it in a stick form, or you can get it in a pot form, in like a tray. The pot, you have to use a brush to put it on, but the stick you can just swipe straight onto your face. You'll need a base colour. I use F01, which is like a olive kind of tone, which isn't too pink or too yellow, but depending on what your natural skin tone is, go with that. The girls at the Kryolan stores tend to not really match very well, so maybe if you want to take a drag queen friend or a makeup artist friend with you to help you match, but as long as it's close enough, it doesn't really matter, because obviously you're going to be adding your highlight and your contour shades, which is going to change the colour and it's going to blend it all together anyway. So as long as it's not extremely different or extremely yellow or extremely pink when you're not meant to be, then you can get away with it. So you need a base, a highlight colour, and a contour colour. The highlight colour, which most people use and I use, is 405, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, 405 and a contour colour. I like to make sure to go, I don't know what this one is anymore because they tend to rub off really easily and I don't know, so I'll have to get a colour match next time I go, but make sure you get a contour that is not too warm or too dark and also not too grey. So this is a good in-between. So if it's too grey, then it goes muddy. If it's too warm, then it just looks weird and it doesn't look like a shadow, because obviously when you're drawing your contour on, it's meant to look like you're creating a different cheekbone, which technically is meant to be a shadow. So it does need to be on the cooler side rather than the warmer side. So as long as you go with that, then you should be okay. For setting and powder, I do use the Kryolan translucent powder. There, you can use the midnight powder. You can, there's a lot of setting powders on the market. You know, the, whatever spun, what's the spun one? Something spun, what's that brand? I don't know. In the general beauty market, there's a lot of powders now that are probably as good, but these are good, they're pretty big and they come in bulk. There's also blending powders as well, which are like big tubs. I've always preferred the translucent powder though, over those ones, but they work just as good. So I guess you would want a loose setting powder to set your paint stick foundation, because it is quite oily and you need to put quite a lot of powder on to take away that shine and oiliness. When it comes to contouring, that's where you have your cream, but contour powders, I've been using the NYX contour palette. I don't actually use any of these highlight powders. They're not really necessary for drag. I don't think like actual colored shade powder, just need the translucent powder. If you get a good really white, which is normally like a white eyeshadow, that could be good to like go over your highlight to really brighten it up. But otherwise you just need some contour powders. The NYX ones are cheap enough to not worry about that you're not going to use those. Yeah, I don't intend to use this one as much, again, because it's a bit warm, unless you want to go for the bronzy look. But these two, really good, because they're nice and cool, and this one, these other three are like the cool tones, which obviously gives you that shadow effect to create your new cheekbones. Any powder, contour palette should do you, as long as they're on the cooler side. Again, same kind of thing. Brows. Now, you may see that I've been recently shaving my brows off. If you want to commit to that and you're doing drag enough to be able to shave your brows off and you're comfortable not having brows in your day-to-day life as a boy, slash girl slash non-binary person. You know, everyone can do drag nowadays, which is amazing. But if you're not comfortable with shaving your brows off, I prefer to use Prozaid. Prozaid cream, or not Prozaid liquid. If you just Google Prozaid cream, it's called Prozaid cream, yeah? Yeah, Prozaid cream. There's a runnier one and there's a cream one. Get the cream one because it's thicker and you can really get it in between your brows. The classic drag eyebrow cover is Elmer's glue stick, the purple or blue one that goes coloured to clear as it dries. I've never been able to get the handle of using a glue stick on my brows. I always found that I could never get it smooth, and I didn't like the texture, and the foundation didn't stick to it as good as it does on the Prozaid, and it blends. The Prozaid, I find, blends in better and actually has this texture of skin, and the foundation goes over it more evenly than glue stick. So if you want to try Prozaid works. Glue stick, go for it. There's plenty of tutorials online of how to glue down your brows with either glue stick or Prozaid, or just shave them off like I do, because why not? You look like an alien for a month, but they'll grow back. It's all good. Now, eyeshadows, I'm not really fussed. They can be anything really. I do though stay away from the cheaper brands, so like Sephora brand or like eBay eyeshadows, or those big giant palettes that are obviously made in China or Thailand or wherever, where it's probably not got the best ingredients in it. Recently, I have been using a lot of Morphe palettes. I have the James Charles Artistry palette, which is great. That is a very good go-to and starter palette for starting drag, because it's got your black, brown, whites, and neutrals, plus a heap of colors if you want to go with color. So Morphe palettes are really good, and they're not too expensive either. They're pretty reasonable price. Plus, I have recently got some Jeffree Star palettes. I do use the Conspiracy palette. I've been using quite a lot since it came out. The white, the ranch white in there, I've been using as my highlight under my brow and on my inner corners. It's a really good white with a little bit of shimmer. Jeffree Star shadows are very good, very pigmented, which is what you want. But if you're just starting out, get something cheap, have a go and practice. Glitters. Kryolan have really good glitters. My inner corner, I've been using this glitter, which just says polyester shimmer. I've got a magnet on there because you can't see the whiteboard, but I used to have a whiteboard where I can put my makeup. So I don't know the name of it, but this is a really good hollow glitter. They have Kryolan have a really good range. Everything in the Kryolan store, where they have the special effects and everything, is pretty much for theatre, technically drag queens. So they're all really good. All the shimmers, highlights, all that stuff from Kryolan is amazing. And for actual glitters, make sure you get a cosmetic grade glitter, especially if you're going to put it around your eyes. The difference between cosmetic grade glitter and, say, like craft glitter. Craft glitters tend to have pointy square bits. If you really zoom in on it, say on like a microscope, you can see that it's too sharp. But cosmetic glitters have been rounded off and to be eye safe, so you can put them in your eye in case it gets in. It's not going to like fuck your eye up. I shouldn't say fuck it. Not going to, you know, damage your eyeballs. I do sell eco glitters if you're, you know, environmentally friendly. So if you want to go, you can buy them at our website, www.StyledbyEsther.com. We've got a gold, a blue, a silver, and a pink. And we've got some non-bio glitters as well, which are really good. But yes, eco glitters. And to stick it on, you can just use any kind of lip gloss. Continuing with eyes, so things like eyeliner and mascara. To be honest, mascara, you can really use anything. Mainly because I used to work there, I use the Roller Lash, which is from Benefit. It actually is really good. Obviously I got it for free. I probably wouldn't pay $40 for a mascara. I'd probably go and get the Maybelline Great Lash or whatever from your local chemist, or what do they call them in America? Drugstore? But this is actually good because I do tend to have lashes that aren't really curled, they're sort of straight. And it does curl and hold the curl really good. As long as it's black and liquid and makes them black, then that's all you need to worry about, really. Eyeliner, you can use if you want to do a wing, or my eyeliner I like to draw lashes on as well. I recently have been using a water-soluble liquid from, this one's from Suva. I got that at the Morphe store. That and a little brush, I find that's really good, and you can get their detail. This will last forever. But if you want to use like I used to use a liquid eyeliner texture pen kind of thing, I find them a lot easier than say the liquid eyeliner with the applicator. Sometimes the applicators are really stiff, or the brush is shitty and isn't really good, but I just use an artist paintbrush, nice and thin. But yeah, you can use eyeliner, again, as long as it's black. So now let's move on to lips, and then I'll go over some few select products that I love and use all the time, and I probably will use forever. I haven't used a lip liner or a normal like twist out lipstick for a good 3-4 years. I only use liquid lipsticks. I mainly have the NYX liquid lips. I'm gonna do some, from this Dragon one, I might go through bit by bit and do eyebrows, eyeshadow, smoky eye, how I do lips, and I contour my lips with shadows as well. So lips, liquid lips, go to liquid lips, and you don't bother with, unless you're, I don't know. The old rule was that lip liner was like, to like stop lipstick from bleeding, but liquid lips, as long as they're a good liquid lipstick that dries matte and sort of, that's good. You don't need lip liner, you don't need lipstick. Liquid lips, go for liquid. When it comes to brushes, I started off using the cheapy brushes from eBay. You can get heaps of makeup sets from eBay, but I recently have been using, I know a lot of people in the makeup artist world say that the Morphe brushes and Sephora brushes kind of thing aren't as durable, but if it's for drag and it's for yourself and you're just starting out, just get some cheapy sets from eBay and you get some good quality eyeshadow brushes from somewhere like Morphe or Zoeva, and get like 4, 5, 6 of them, because depending on what you're doing, I like to, you're obviously going to use more than one color, and especially if you're starting out, if you use separate brushes for separate colors, you're not going to get it all muddy and ugly and dirty, and it'll just look better. But yeah, invest in good eyeshadow brushes. The rest of the brushes, meh, don't need it to be anything too fancy, I don't think. So I'm going to go through some of my favorite products that I would not live without. Any kind of beauty blender. This is the Morphe Beauty Blender. Beauty blenders, as opposed to using brushes for blending your foundation. I used to just use brushes, but I've been won over by beauty blenders, and I use one for my highlight and one for my base. I still use the brush to blend in my contour, but yeah, get a beauty blender. Any kind of beauty blender, pretty good. The cheap ones, maybe not. Get the original beauty blender or ones from a reputable makeup brand. Cream shadows and cream colors. I use the knockoff Makeup Forever cream palette from eBay. It's called the Eye Magic cream, just Eye Magic 12 color, just something 12 color Eye Magic to eBay, and they should come up with one of these. As long as it looks like that and it has those colors, it's probably the one. I have heard stories of them being completely wrong, but if it's the Eye Magic one, then it's good. That's really good for doing, if you want to do cream bases for your eyeshadows, or even if you want to do a full face of a different color. They go really, really far. For my blush, I've used this since I worked for Benefit, but even if I didn't get it for free, and I would buy this one again, this is the California blush. It's a really beautiful pink, and it's really nice and bright. So that's one that I'll definitely continue using and buy again once it goes out. This is the travel size, and that's lasted a good 2 years. This is the NYX Primal Color Hot Black eyeshadow. I've been using this for ages. I could never find a super dark black eyeshadow. Black, and it's really cost effective as well. They're really quite cheap. With my brows, I do a cream base first with my same contour shade, but then I refine it and darken the tips with my eyebrow powder. This is a Kryolan. Yeah, this is really good. I probably would buy this again once this runs out, but this lasts for ages. Kryolan also have really good eyeshadows too, and really cool palettes. I haven't used that original one that I bought for ages. I have a big one called the Viva palette, which has all the colors in it, but they're all quite shimmery. So I've converted to using mattes. So yeah, another thing with eyeshadows, use matte eyeshadows mostly. Yeah, this is a really good eyeshadow palette, eyebrow powder palette. So the difference between eyebrow powder and a eyeshadow They're not as super pigmented, but there's got a waxiness to it, so it sticks better to your hairs and eyebrows. Obviously don't have hairs, but it's just a bit easier to work with than using an eyeshadow. And an eyeshadow being too dark or too intense, and you're going too far and fucking it up and freaking out. That's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it for my favorites and my go-tos, other than a setting spray. This is what I'm using at the moment. I got this free from Revolution Makeup, which is a video I need to do of need to review it. So they sent me a whole heap of makeup, so that might be one of my next videos. So, and I haven't got around to using it, so I will do that soon. This is a liquidy one. It's more like, I find these ones like, you know, that are a liquid, more just hydration rather than setting spray. That does work, but there is a setting spray from Kryolan that I love to use, an aerosol one. It's just called Fixing Spray, Kryolan, in a blue bottle. Maybe I'll find some photos. I'll put some photos up of these things that I don't have in front of me. But that one feels like a layer of plastic on your skin, and you just know that it's going to last all night and you don't have to worry. The way I do my makeup and with my setting spray, I don't reapply. I don't take lipstick with me. I don't take extra eyeshadow with me. It lasts all night. That could be, I might be lucky because that's just my skin type and I don't sweat them very much. But yeah, invest in a good setting spray. And then that's your final touch. And that's it. Thank you for watching the first episode of Drag 101, which I didn't say at the start. This is called Drag 101. You would have seen it in the title. So we have our Wigs 101, which is over on our Patreon page. If you would like to learn about wigs, go and sign up to our Patreon and become a patron, and you can learn all about how to style wigs. But Drag 101 is going to be staying on our YouTube channel, so you can learn and all that kind of shit. Jazz. Whatever, not shit. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, please subscribe for more videos. If you like this video, leave a comment down below and give us some feedback. If there's anything that you want to learn specifically, let us know and I'll make a video about it. And if I don't know your answer, maybe I'll get a guest on and we can do it that way. If you'd like to follow us on social media, our social medias are in the description box below. Recently, I've been getting on to TikTok. My followers are gradually growing. We'll see how that goes. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Kryolan, but it's meant to be Kryolan. How do you say it, Russell?
I don't say it.
Say it.
Kryolan.
Oh, you say it the right way. Have you always said it that way?
Yeah.
Oh. Why do I say Kryolan? It sounds, I guess that sounds very bogan, doesn't it? Kryolan. It's very Aussie. Kryolan, I'll say Kryolan then.
Or Kryolan.
Kryolan. I just quick it up. Kryolan. But then there's that brand of Kryolan, which is like a cookware, right? I think there's cookware. Let's see. I think if we find a cookware, there's cookware.